Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I decided to make this video real quick just to give an update about how life is going. So this week was pretty much a shit show. It wasn't because of work. It was more because two adults were sitting there trying to um verbally and mental abuse me, and I wasn't tolerating it. And so I fought back. And so it's a long story. I don't really want to go into it. Maybe one day I will once I calm down from it. But long story short is when you sit there and have this bill for 3 weeks and choose to wait 2 days, don't expect somebody not to get upset with you. Don't expect them to be like, what would have happened if I didn't get paid on the 20th? What would have happened if I didn't get paid until the 5th? Like, you knew my pay schedule. You know it. And yet you want to sit here and act like a child. So, that's all I'm going to say. And another thing is, when the other person... So, I went to have a conversation with that said person. And because the conversation was clearly them trying to cast blame on me, I got up and walked away. And they were like, no, sit back down, sit back down. And I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and listen to your fed up BS. I'm walking away. One, because I don't need to hear it. Two, it's nothing but fucking lies. I'm not going to sit here and be lied to. And two of all, I don't usually use that word, so you could tell that I'm kind of mad about it when I say it. The thing with me is I'm the nicest person ever until you make me mad. And then I get pissed off. And I rage. And then on top of that is I warned them that if Tide powder... See, here's the thing is, I can handle some Tide. I can't handle the ones that are not free and clear. I can handle free and clear Tide. My body can handle. But Tide, from what I was told today, Tide is the one that causes the most irritation to people's skin. But for me, it's always on my back where it breaks out the most. Like, I don't know if I can get it, but if you look, like, you see those whelps? Those are from Tide. My entire back is covered in hives and redness because of the Tide powder. Because I warned them, hey, don't use Tide because I'm severely allergic to Tide. This is what happens every time that Tide is used, right? So what do? They buy a container of Tide that's not free and clear and put it in the laundry, run it, and it builds up in the machine and causes a backup in the Tide. Well, I go in, use the one that I have free and clear, like, to make sure it doesn't cause my knees to break out. And I go to use it. Instead of putting my clothes through second rinse, they move it immediately to the dryer. And I think that's what happened, and that's what caused the allergic reaction, is it wasn't rinsed for a second time just to make sure that I wasn't going to have an allergic reaction. They did not seem to care about it. I haven't told them yet that this is how bad this allergy is. Like, I warned you, like, this is what's going to happen. Like, you can even tell, like, it's on the, like, right here, too. It's always, like, the shirt area. Or, like, couple on my chest. But, long story short, is I'm going to end up moving back in with my parents, spend $400 a month on utilities and rent combined. There are no surprise bills. There are no last minute bills. it will be taken care of at the beginning of the month, and I don't have to worry about it. Now here's what makes me mad, is I'm only going to be there for 8 days in December. Then the people, alright, so my sister and her boyfriend and his sister expects me to pay an entire month of December rent, which is $550 for one small room and the bathroom, half sharing the bathroom. That room is not big enough to be $550. My original agreement was that I would pay $8 for rent, $8 for utilities, and that was it. That's all I should ever pay for it. Not to mention that I was overcharged for all the other bills that I wasn't there for 15 days of the month, which I could have done in their face because everyone got sick. Ow. Yeah, say that hurts. Because there's new bumps and I'm trying to scab them because they hurt. But when you sit there and say, I'm responsible for those kind of bills, no, I'm not. So, we will see, because if the price doesn't line up with what he's saying, I'm going to have my dad divide it into 8 days, and I will send Tarrant that money. And the funny thing is, they're like, you're supposed to give 30 days notice, right? You're not the landlord. My dad is. I told my dad the last time they pulled this shit that I was going to move out, and they pulled it again. I gave them one more chance, and then they pulled it again. So, I'm gonna have my dad text them and say, you know what? You two need to grow up. Seriously. You guys don't need to be doing this to her. Don't be saying she's doing a half-ass job when she went through it every single day during the summer to cover up the pool, when she told you guys that it was your responsibility once the kids were done to do it, or the yard work, or anything else. But you guys didn't do it. And not to mention my air conditioner that he ripped out of my window and put it on the back deck and then cleaned it up. Guess who cleaned it up? Me. Guess who should have cleaned it up? Him. He threw a tantrum this one time, and I think it was featured in one of the weekend vlogs that he threw a tantrum, and I came back to the house and it was on the floor out of the box, and he won't clean it up. He's refusing to clean it up. So, yeah. I was like, oh, I'll see you guys later.